Hey everyone, so today for this ASMR video I decided to do a magazine page flipping or page turning. I know a lot of you liked the last one of these I did with the Harry Potter film wizardry book, but I thought I'd go for a magazine today. Now I don't really read that many magazines, but I thought I'd have a look and see if anything caught my eye, and the latest issue of Glamour did, mainly because the free gift was a mascara, which I will show you when I turn the camera around to begin the page flipping. And I thought it might just be a nice different ASMR video to my usual just sit down whispers. So it'll be a soft spoken page flipping through Glamour. I'm going to turn the camera around just now and I hope you enjoy this video. So this is the issue we're going to be looking through. This is the August 2013 issue. And very quickly, first of all, this is the free gift that I got with this. This is a Clinique mascara. And it's not bad. It's the one I'm wearing in this video. But I'm certainly not going to rush out and buy the full size. But as a free gift for £2. I'm not really going to complain about that one too much. So we'll have a look. I won't talk about every single page, but I'll stop on the ones that I think are the most interesting. You'll find that there's a lot of adverts inside this magazine. In all honesty, I wasn't that impressed with the magazine itself, but as a rare change to read, it wasn't anything too bad. So you have the first contents page, the second contents page, and the third contents page. It's very bright and colourful and it looks very appealing, but when you get down to it there's an awful lot of nothing inside of it. But the content that they do have is very well written. It's very well laid out. So I'm kind of in the middle with this. At least this particular issue. And then eventually we get to the letter from the editor. Actually, this is advertising wine. This is obviously not a magazine for young people. I know some of my subscribers, I know some of you are a little bit young for this, so please, if I mentally scar you with anything, I can only apologise for that. Some interesting letters here. I think it's refreshing that magazines have kept in their use of readers' letters, as I know some magazines are far too celebrity based and don't focus on readers at all. So I'm very happy with that. Advert for shampoo. Quite like the look of this mascara. I might try this one. It's from Max Factor. Now this page, or this feature, I quite enjoyed. This says do's and don'ts, as you can tell by the title, and I'll just go through some of them. This is don't clutter your life with stuff you can't afford. That's a very, very good one. Do brush and floss, perhaps common sense. Don't expect someone to complete you. Do be with someone who gets turned on by you being turned on in bed. It's a bit of a tongue twister to want for a better phrase there. Don't be a bitter ex. Do listen to your mom. I'm not entirely sure when this magazine turned American. Don't lack initiative. Do sweat most days. Don't let defeat discourage you, which I think is a really good tip. do start reflecting. Don't talk shit about yourself. Do be nice to yourself. Don't hate on your grown-ass skin. I think they're from Sarah Silverman, is it? Yes. Some of those are actually very beneficial. Then we have some peculiar fashion. I actually really like that one a lot. Quite like this one as well. It says just a few things like, hey, it's okay to have a favourite mug that you have to have your tea in. I do have 1 or 2 mugs that I have to have my coffee in. To panic when someone goes on your phone, even if there's absolutely nothing incriminating on it, which I think is very true for a lot of us. So there's a lot of nice things that people can relate to make it more of a personal read. Piece about online dating, which I've never tried it. I suppose I don't need to nowadays anyway. I'm not against it. I know some people are really against it, but I don't see anything wrong with it, providing, you be sensible and don't meet somebody in a dark alleyway, that kind of thing. I love the Aussie adverts. I think they're so clever and so creatively written. Whenever I see one on a billboard or something, it's the only time I will stop and read an advert in its entirety. I have another double page advert for Essie. Not really impressed with this for tech time savers. Please forgive me if you can hear background noise there. I think the wind has just pushed the door open. The Night Owl's Guide to Dinner. I had to laugh when I watched this. It's a good idea. When I read this, it's a good idea. It's describing things that are lighter on the digestive system if you have to have that midnight snack. But some of them are so complex. Who's got the time or the energy at midnight to make turkey with stir-fried kale and rice? I mean, baked beans on seeded toast, a little bit easier. But really, now this one I really liked. This is Wide Awake at 2 a.m. and it just gives you some really good tips for things to do when you can't sleep. And about 1, maybe 2 nights a week, I really struggle to sleep. So I'll read out some of these in case you're like me on that front. So distract yourself. Write anything down, which I think is a good one. I do that a lot. If I'm thinking of, ideas for things I'm working on, I have to write them down or I cannot sleep. Meet the tossing and turning trap, which basically lie still. I try that one all the time and I can't succeed with that one. Still awake after 15 minutes, you should get up out of bed and do a light activity. Nothing that requires too much brain energy. I didn't know the 15-minute rule. I'm not sure how scientific it is, but I think I'll try that in the future because I usually try and lie there for about an hour and it doesn't do me any good. Don't start your day. I'd probably start my day at about 5:30 if I really can't sleep. Stay away from your phone. Not very good at that one. And read something boring. Maybe some articles from this magazine. This is the 3 freebies you could have chosen with this magazine. a little piece with Gillian Reeves. I really, really like this dress. It's Oxfam vintage. Oxfam's online shop is very good, but I've never actually looked at their clothes. I may have to. Then we have the Glamour scope, as it's called. The horoscopes pages, which I never pay attention to. And another little freebie, little Garnier moisturiser, which I will use, but I have very, very sensitive skin. Even simple is too strong for my face. I can only use Nivea. That's the only Nivea I've found, the only product that works. Then we have the Glamour Party snaps, and I think we'll all agree that Glamour parties just look out of this world. Matt Smith and Jenna Coleman. We have Billie Piper up here and down there as well with Paloma Faith, which is really weird because I've always said Paloma Faith looks so much like Billie Piper. And more pictures. Black versus white clothes from the Glamour Awards. Quite like Fern's dress there, but you'd never see me all in white, not anytime soon. And then yes, more on the Glamour Awards. Didn't particularly enjoy this bit, but I see the benefit. It's women who have, had suicidal thoughts or things like that, and how they got back on track, which is great. But when you are in that mindset and you do suffer from depression, as I do, quite severe depression, things like this don't really help, at least not me. But it's good to help understanding, I suppose. Advert for McDonald's. There's a really random advert at the back of this, which I'll show you when we get to it. And we have a quiz here. I wasn't very good. I only know those two books there. He is such a cute little baby, Prince George. This goes on for quite a while. Yes, even more. I'm concerned for the celebrity who has YOLO tattooed. But then I can't talk. My 3 tattoos are quite bizarre. There's an article about fillers and Botox, which I would never ever use fillers and Botox. I don't know if I'm against them or not. But when some of them look like that, I don't know why anybody would want to use them. The new sex speak, which is very odd terms relating to sex. Some of them make sense, some of them I'm thinking, who on earth came up with that, and does anybody actually use that term? Okay, an advert I can actually love. Diet Coke. We have some fashion pages. It's funny, that's the product I used just now for washing. And there's not too many things on the next few pages that I like. Don't like anything on those two. Or that. Quite like those boots there. I think they're quite nice. But they are £375, so I won't be getting those. I'd really like a coat like that. I think that one's really nice, but I'd have to have it in black, of course. Everything with me is black, or black and white. Some perfumes. I wear the same perfume over and over again. I should really start trying to branch out. Hairstyles. I don't do hair buns. Or if I do, you'll never see me wearing my hair in a bun. But I quite like it like this, like Angelina Jolie's got. But I would never wear it like that. If nothing else, I haven't got the right face shape for it. Mascaras. I'm still looking for a really good mascara, and I've still not found one. An advert for Barry. I quite like Barry products, but I haven't actually got any at the moment. I think I've got one Barry nail varnish. "365 Days of Colour." Not my forte, I will be honest. I don't wear a lot of colour. Chris Pratt. Glamour reads. I've heard of none of those. Perhaps to my shame, perhaps not. I have, of course, heard of that one. Now, this lipstick is beautiful. Finally, there's a section in this book where the fashion really gets me quite excited. That dress is beautiful. If it wasn't for the fact it was £3,000 from Dior, I would buy it. But even if I had £3,000, I probably wouldn't buy a dress that price. It's odd that I like these see-through Macs. Is that what they're called? It's called a plastic parka. And this plastic parka costs £300 from Wanda Nylon. That's, wow. I'm not sure why people would pay that much for something that I'm pretty sure I've seen in somewhere like Primark and that for a fraction of the price. I don't mind paying a reasonable amount for clothes that I particularly love, as you do get what you pay for, and the more you pay, the more unique it is and things like that. But really, I think sometimes it's a little over the top. Unless it's for a special event or something. I'm not sure if that picture is meant to be blurry or if it's... I don't know. quite like that. The skirt and the shirt, but I'd have to have them in black. You have Ellie Goulding. Different makeup products and things. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the 60s, and a lot of this issue is very 60s. Quite like that colour. It's Lipstick in Odyssey from MAC, £15. It's not too bad, but I don't think I'll be buying it. Fashion Week. Tips for helping your skin. This is like well, you can see there, it's a directory for places where you can go and get facials. It's a good thing. I don't want one. There's none of those that are near me. We have the health pages. See, this advert I can understand, but there's another one at the end which is just so peculiar. This is travel, which is great, but I haven't got money to travel just now, so that's not so good. Yeah, this is the advert. Unibond. Now I can see that there's going to be a big feminist thing here about how it's a woman advertising a DIY product, which is great, but do we really need an advert for Unibond in this magazine? There'll be an argument that it's for empowerment and things like that, but I don't need a fashion magazine, a magazine which essentially degrades women for not looking like that or that, to then tell me that I can go and put up a shelf and fix a hole with a Unibond product. I don't need somebody to say that I should look like this, but on the bright side I can put up a shelf if I don't. It's a bit peculiar. They're a bit contradictory. Coming towards the end now. As I said, it's not a bad magazine. I really like this dress, or I like the style of it. I don't like the pattern, but it's from a website called lindybop.co.uk. See that there? And I'm kind of going to check out the website and have a look just to see what I can see. 'Cause I like the style. There might be patterns that I really enjoy as well. Dream Home products. Very girly and feminine, nothing black and gothic that I can get my hands on, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on the way my bank account looks at it. Lots and lots of little adverts, which I always think are usually rubbish. And then to close the magazine, we have some fashion do's and don'ts, which for the first time I actually find myself agreeing with pretty much all of them. And then 15 things we only do at airports, which is a really good read. So we've come to the end. And this has that really beautiful new magazine smell. So if you are still at the end of this video, if you've managed to stay with me until the end, thank you first of all for watching. Let me know if you like page flipping magazines. I will happily do more of these, maybe one a month or something like that. Any specific magazines you think I should check out, do let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!